Good morning, happy Tuesday, and welcome to the Successful Salon Team Training Room. For all you newbies in the room, we deliver education every morning at 10 a.m. So hop on. If it's something you want to learn from, amazing. If not, go about your day. But there is always something that you can get out of every single live that we give you, because it's real life people bringing to you their successes in their salons or in their reservations area, anything to do with salons, bringing learnings to you straight to the group. So good morning. Hi, Liam. Hello, everybody. Give me a hi, hands up. Let me know you're in the room and here. I have a very special guest with me today. You are going to absolutely love her. Her name is Sophie B. I will let her do most of the introduction because she is a powerhouse. She is somebody who's introduced to me via another member. Morning, Tracy, from this group, and I just fell in love with her and everything she was about. Like, when I said to her, what would you bring to the broadcast, her answer was beast mode on. So welcome, Sophie. How are you this morning? Beast mode on.
Oh yeah, totally mode on this morning.
I think my response to that was like, fuck yeah, that's crackers. I loved it. So, Sophie, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you are inside of our industry, because you are a powerhouse.
Well, first and foremost, when people ask me this question, I could literally sit here and go on a tirade of things that I've done and stuff, right? But for me, first and foremost, I am a hairy foot soldier behind that bloody chair, right? And I will never be anything else. I absolutely love it. Loved it from the first day at 14. I'm now 40, still bloody love it, all right? You know, I've had a flourishing career, you know, I've had ups and downs and merry-go-rounds and corona coasterville, you know. Yeah, I now own a 7-chair hair salon. It's a tiny little boutique hair salon. Tiny, like literally you could touch each side with your arms, you know. We've got 7 chairs in there, a team of 5, okay. I'm a colorist by trade. I've only just learned to cut hair at 40, right? I thought I better had, you know, another string to my bow, isn't it? So I thought at 40, what else can I do? I'm going to get on the scissors. And so I'm doing that at the moment. And yeah, and my mission really with launching my salon, okay, throughout all the different things in my career I've done, from freelance to mobile hairdressing to being employed to being self-employed to salon owner, after learning all the things that I've learned over the last 25, 26 years, okay, that it's taken me a lifetime to learn, I wanted to show all the hairdressers out there, all the future hairy generation out there, or hairdressers that have completely lost their mojo, right? And their fire is just out and they're like, wanting to leave and all the rest of it, all right? I wanted to show you what's possible, okay, with all this information, with applying everything I've ever learned to a teeny team and a teeny salon, okay, and show you what world domination is all about. Basically.
I love that, because your career has literally done this, hasn't it? You've been freelance and mobile. You've had a very successful career inside of Tony and Guy. You've then pulled yourself out and you've now got your own salon. So, yeah. And you didn't actually want your own salon to begin with, did you?
Some days I still don't.
Yeah.
Friends, it's like this still. Only joking. I do. I love my salon and I love my team, because I have built my salon and my team on all the things I ever hated about working in our industry. Okay, the bitching, the backstabbing, the being led by fear. okay, or the boss that holds you down and won't let you flourish, okay, that boss that's got two hands on your neck pushing you down, so that you don't overtake them, you know. My salon, the ethos, the branding, you know, it is all about nurturing, it's all about watering the team on a daily basis, it's about leading from behind and pushing them forward, you know. I don't need to act like a big shot. I don't need to, you know, sort of be getting acceptance kind of off of anyone, you know, like within our unit, within the salon, you know, from our assistants up to art director, if you like, full bloom. If you walked in our salon, you would not be able to tell who the boss is.
Yeah.
You wouldn't, honestly. Even like the assistants and stuff like that, they are just incredible, confident, happy, you know, little like energized, like squad members, you know, and we all give exceptional service and the same level of sass and and passion, you know, behind our brands, you know, as a collective unit. So it's very much a case of, you know, every day when I show up, I'm not trying to show everyone how good I am. It's not a case of that, you know. I lead by example and on a daily basis nurture the team to see how amazing they are, okay? And that is the difference of why our tiny little 7-chair hair salon we've got 2 senior stylists, one off on mat leave, so there's 3 of us normally, but there's 2 at the moment, and we have 2 sort of like, I wouldn't even call them assistants. We've got 1 apprentice, but she'll be done by the time she's like about 17 and a half. She'll be ready on the salon floor. And then we have Chloe, and she was older and she had sort of lost her passion with hairdressing and had a year out and, you know, just wasn't salon floor ready. So I've been bringing her on. So she'll be on the salon floor this year. But at the moment, there's only 2 of us behind the chair, you know, and we are still taking 22,000 a month between us.
Well done. That's phenomenal.
Okay.
That's phenomenal.
I just want to like help everyone. I just want all those stylists that are behind the chair being led by an absolute asshole, right? Move, but not a tree. Move, okay? You're doing this to yourself. You can do it. You know, you can be anyone you want to be, but you can't if you've got somebody like this, you know? Yeah. Just get out, run for the hills that way.
I just want to touch on something that you mentioned just then about losing your passion, because you had a very successful career inside of Toni and Guy, and then you moved to another salon. So what you're saying here, you're speaking from the heart. You moved to another salon and your passion diminished and you wasn't that successful in this other salon, and you took yourself away and sat there and thought, what's going wrong? So what was going wrong for you at that time?
So basically, you know, and you will all relate to this. Well, you will if you're my age. Anyway, if you're 20, you won't, but you might still shed a tear to get a tissue, right? So literally, I had a flourishing career behind the chair at Toni and Guy. I was hitting like 10, 12K a month, you know, 8, 10, 12K a month, like smashing it, you know, my figures. I was fully booked for like 12 months in advance. I was like, yeah, cooking on gas. Went to another salon, and, you know, I had a couple of kids. I got really big. I got really massive. Like for me, I'm normally like a size 10. Okay, and I went up to over a size 18. So for me, you know, not that there's anything wrong with that, by the way, but for me, I just lost control of everything. My self-respect, my mojo. I was definitely not sassy mentally then at all. I was very much just doing what came in. So if you asked me for a tint, you got a tint. You know, there was no ideas, there was no excitement, there was no inspiration, you know, there was no idea, there was nothing. It was literally like, all right, Barbara, basics, awesome, there you go. But obviously, because I was still charging a very high price point for it, you know, the level of service that they were used to, okay, and the level of education they were used to had gone. So that thing that they always thought was worth the money then became expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, so the level of service I was giving, they might as well have just chucked a box on.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. So
and in your interview the other day, what was that, sorry?
Science. A lot of people had blamed it on me being a mum. A lot of people had said, oh, well, it's because you're a mum now, so your focus has shifted. And it really hurt me. And I did that blame game thing at first that we all do as hairdressers. You know, it's because my boss is a knob. It's because my clients are boring. That's why it is. You're boring. You don't inspire me. It's because my boss isn't spending 10 grand a month on education. That's why, you know. But it wasn't. Okay, it wasn't. No, it was in here. Okay,
Yeah.
and as you just touched on, as soon as I sat and looked at what the differences were, it was bloody obvious, you know. That was when I knew I had to relaunch myself like bloody Madonna for the millionth time.
I think we do that as a mum anyway. We have a child, don't we? And then we're like, okay, who am I now? I need to get hair extensions and eyelash extensions and nail extensions and relaunch myself and birth Jen back out into the world. But one of the things you touched on the other day in one of your interviews was that you realised at that moment sat on your kitchen table,
yeah,
that the difference between Tony and Guy and this new salon was that you didn't have any education. So you wasn't being inspired in the new salon to bring your game up. You were just left flat. So I kind of want to put that point across to any salon owners that are thinking of cutting back on education when we go back into the workplace. You know, I understand it's going to be really, really busy, and we might need to think about educating on a completely different way, maybe on Zoom, and it's not so much, you know, having people into the salon maybe. I don't know what that looks like for you, but I think cutting back on it is a really worrying thing about inspiring your team.
It is. But I would say, to add to your point, well, I've got my pointy finger out now. On that note, I feel that, you know, a lot of the time, like, salon owners will use this as an excuse as well. Okay, so they'll be like, oh, if I send you, then I have to send the other 8, and that's going to be 8 grand. So I'm not doing that, you know, or you have to hit this target and then you can go. Or the most annoying thing is the boss that handpicks his favourites to go on all the courses. That's even more annoying, right? So as a business owner myself, and as a stylist who's worked in loads of salons that's seen this firsthand, okay, and the way that I do it in my salon that might help other bosses out there. You might hate this idea, but I'm going to share with you anyway. And we do it 3 ways, okay? So the first thing that we do is every Tuesday, okay, we actually close the salon for 3 hours in the morning, okay? And we train every week, stylists, apprentices, managers, everything, anything that moves that is a part of our salon. Our 0 hours girls as well are invited to it too. And basically we train for 3 hours. 1 week it's colour, and then the next week it's cutting, styling, and all the rest of it. And we alternate, okay? So a lot of bosses would be like, are you off your rocker? 3 hours, all the staff.
I'll do the same Friday.
Okay, on the same page. But the team like feeling it gives us, and it just, because Tuesday is the start of our week, it just sets us on fire, you know. And if there's anything new that we're doing, we will use that on that day, so everybody knows what the new treatment is, or everybody knows, you know. Sometimes we'll just go out for coffee and have a team bonding day if we don't need to do anything or whatever, but it's really good. And the best part of it is that there's me as the boss, right, and I'm training to cut, and then we've got our little assistant Lousie, who's 16, and she's about 5 cuts ahead of me. And she's like, boss lady, that's not how you hold your scissors, just FYI. You know, completely breaks down, you know, that hierarchy. Do you even that? Yeah, it completely breaks that down. The other things that we do is that if somebody goes out on a course, okay, we would, for example, put all their names in a hat, okay, even assistants, everybody, and then we would literally randomly pull one out, and whoever we're pulling out is actually physically going on the course, okay. But when they come back, one of those sessions, they have to then do a show and tell and do a presentation and show us all what they learn and do all the notes and do all the folders, you know, and get everything together for us. And the other thing that we do then, we train with somebody called Dennis Gebert. He is like a hair colour wizard and scientist from LA. He's like 74. He was one of the scientists that made Shades EQ for Redken. He's like the holy grail of like colour wizards. And so we train with him. So that's all done through Zoom.
Right.
It's very expensive. I'm not going to lie. It is really expensive because I still have to pay per person for that. But obviously we don't need to go anywhere. So we on our day off for an hour or 2 hours or whatever and do it that way. So there's so many different ways around it, guys. And even if in your staff room, the only bit of education you're delivering during Corona, right, because of time and everything else, is a list of all the education of what's online that week, okay, from all the colour houses and all the Facebook groups, big fat what's on list, hairy what's on, right? And you can do that. And then you could almost have like a question of the week. You know, it could be a science question. It could be more of something for people to go and find out. Like everybody get 4 pictures of this look or whatever, and then we'll discuss it in a team meeting the following week. Or just, you know, that the attitude that you can't is just ridiculous, you know. And it's always about money. I'm sure every single stylist in your salon, okay, could have something to share with everybody else that nobody else knows. You know, just utilising your own staff and using it as team building.
And it's just about finding those powerhouses, isn't it? Finding what they're really, really good at. We ask all of the team in January when we have our Blue Sky meeting, you know, what's your passion and goal this month? Okay, and what is it that you're going to bring to the team for the entire year? And then they are in charge. Every Friday we close between 1 and 3 hours every single week, and they all know in January when they're delivering education to the rest of the team, so they know that not to book a holiday at that point, or we can shuffle things around. And so there's nobody not ever there because they know that they should be there, and the education gets out. It's brilliant, really, really good. So you have actually started in Corona, I can see behind you, you've started to think about how to deliver education to salons, because it was such a passionate thing from when you realised that you wasn't having that education delivered to you and how you lost your passion. You're now looking at how you can deliver that to other salons. So I know you can't give too much away because it's very early doors, but is there a little bit that you can share with us maybe?
So I think, you know, there's so much education I've done, okay, you name it, I've been on it and done it, all right, from train the trainer stuff to, you know, obviously technique stuff, you know, all the rest of it, confidence building, you know, all that sort of stuff, believe it or not. And I just really felt that I was always a bit disappointed. All right, so I'd get all excited, pay my 200 quid or whatever it was to go on these things. But then when I really looked at the bare bones of what I got out of it, I always felt a bit meh, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, I always felt a bit like, like an anticlimax after, really. And then I always struggled when I went back to the salon to fit whatever it was in with my day-to-day stuff. So I don't know if you can all, you know, resonate with me here, but you go on a course and you're like, yeah, I'm going to be like the best razor cutter Essex has ever seen or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And then you come back and then you've just got the same clientele again and you just lose your mojo to actually, they don't teach you how to take the thing and build it into your day. It's missing. and I'm going to give it to you.
You're going to give it to us.
Yeah.
So stuff is completely different, isn't it? It's about how to actually. It's a bit like catwalks and then the magazines. So the catwalks give you the ridiculous clothes that nobody could ever wear out on the high street, and then the magazines breaks that down into bits and pieces that you can wear from normal shops out on the normal high street. So you're going to be that middle ground, that person that breaks it down and builds it into the business.
Delivering real commercial stuff that Barbara's going to want, all right? The normal humans, okay? You know, if you haven't got a salon that's in the middle of London, okay, and people are not going to walk around with a buzz cut, Barbara's not going to have a buzz cut, a baby pink buzz cut. She's just not doing that, okay? That doesn't mean that she doesn't want to know what she can have. And as hairdressers, we spend far too long, right, telling people what they can't have. Okay, we do. Probably about 9 minutes of your consultation is telling Barbara she can't look like Kim Kardashian because you can't do it for 50 quid in an hour. Okay, so there's ways that I handle things, there's ways that I set my day up and I teach my team this, you know. And not only does it maximize your profits and your revenue and your commission for the day, okay, and with your positivity and ideas, you know, and concepts, it's just making sure that in your mind you're clearing out all the stuff that you can't do, okay, and then in your mind you've got an array of 50,000 things that you can, okay. And that is the difference between being successful behind the chair, having your guests loving being in your chair because you never say no, okay, effectively. It's just a way of learning how to handle it and how to do it and how to utilize it. And as I say, I've spent 26 years learning all this stuff, okay. And I literally, like, my main mission with everything I'm doing is to kind of reignite the fire in the everyday stylist, all right, and to pump sass and passion into our future generation. That is literally my mission with this.
I think you're going to achieve that very, very well.
I'm so excited.
Bless you. I can't wait to see what you're going to deliver. It's all such a massive secret. And I'm like, come on, bring it out, birth it. Let us know what it is. You had, I couldn't believe this when you told me, but you had a very inspiring and deep conversation with the MP, David Blunkett? It's Blunkett, isn't it? Yeah. Talk to us about what happened from that conversation.
Well, so it all kind of happened by accident, and I proper believe in fate. I do. I believe in hard work, right? But I proper believe the door of opportunities fly open, right, in the weirdest of places, okay? I was basically waiting on my government grant, okay, and it wasn't coming, and I was getting very sassy and impatient, okay, and so I bloody wrote a letter to my MP, right, local MP, having a bit of a whinge, you know. And then what was really funny is this random MP messaged me back and he was like, "Are you the crazy flower war lady off of Instagram?" How funny is that? So I was like, yeah, that's me. He was like, "Oh, I walk past your salon all the time. It just looks like the most happy, like buzzing place to be. And if I was a woman, I'd come. Like, you're a man, no boys allowed." I know, yeah. So that all ended, right? That all finished. And then about 3 weeks later, obviously I get this email off David Blunkett. So obviously the MP must have put me forward for it.
Right.
He must have. There was no other way or connection. It has to be that MP that's maybe been in a meeting and they're like, "Does anyone know any hairdressers that wants to do a podcast? That would be good," you know. And then obviously they put my name forward. In my head, that's the only way this could have even been a thing, because they wouldn't have known. And you know, and if you think of how many people, why wasn't it Sophie Hilton? Why wasn't it, you know, Georgia Bout? Like, obviously, you know, they're up there, aren't they? How would they know about me? It's crazy. Right. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I thought it was a hoax. So I get this email from Parliament, And I thought it was a phishing scam, right? So it took about 2 days for them to convince me it was real. Honestly.
And so what have they asked you to do?
They were just like, you know, we've heard you're an amazing leader, and leadership is something that you know, work hard to promote within your industry. You feel very passionate about not leading by fear and leading by showing people how amazing they are. This is clearly like your message, you know. And what we need is somebody from the hairdressing sector to speak for the UK and Ireland about leadership and during COVID, and we want to interview you on a podcast. So in the end, when I realised it was a thing, you know, I was like, oh, all right then. So I did it. And then you know, they said it was really good, asked me to if I would be up for recording a longer one, like an hour one, because it was only 15 minutes, and they said they wanted to interview me again. And then a week or two after that, they basically called me and said, okay, so we've been having a chat, and you know, basically we want to interview you with the chance of becoming a member. So, like, the Leaders Council, for those of you who don't know, okay, it's headed by David Blunkett, and it's basically made up of the most influential leader figures within the UK and Ireland. So it's like people like the CEO of John Lewis's, the CEO of Marks and Spencer's or Boots, or, you know, massive food chains like Ember Inns, you know, things like that. And basically, you know, you do loads of round table meetings and that kind of thing. You discuss politics and stuff like that, and you discuss how we can promote leadership within the UK, and there's certain rules and stuff you have to abide by at all times. You get to do loads of press, you get to do loads of telly stuff if it comes up, you know. Yeah, so it's really, really cool. And basically I got in.
Yeah. I love this. Well done.
So now look at number 301 of the Leaders Council.
Oh, you need to get that number tattooed on you somewhere.
So when I was asking him what's involved, he was like, well, you get your own Wikipedia page. So if anybody types in Sophie, I was like, sold. That was it. Care about anything else. If I get my own Wikipedia page, I'm like living life with that. So yeah, and then basically you don't get like letters after your name, but you get like this code thing after your name, and then all of your emails and stuff will have this like emblem on it to show, and then you can have all that on your website and everything else. And you do loads of networking, and so, you know, one of the reasons why I said yes. Okay, because I was very on the edge of saying no, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, "What do you want me for?" It's gonna be crazy, because they're all very straight faced, and they're not like me at all. Completely the opposite of me. You know, but they said that was a good thing. So we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know. But because I'm launching Product Junkie, my hair and beauty product line, okay, I said to my husband, what if, okay, this is a long shot, okay, this is like the mega dream, okay, what if I go to one of these things at Parliament and I'm sitting next to the CEO of Boots, who really likes Product Junkie? What if
this start realizing that can happen?
So what if he's like, oh, hi, Sophie, so what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I've got some awesome products called Product Junkie. It's amazing. And he's like, oh, I'll take 50,000. And I'm like, yeah, you know, like
making 100, you can have it.
Yeah, there's gonna be a reason, and I don't know what the reason is yet. There is a reason why that door has opened. Yeah. And so even though I'm really scared, and I know I'm really confident, but I am really scared about going to these things. I'm like, I'm going to be like Legally Blonde, aren't I? So, like, can you imagine? You'd love to be a fly on the wall, wouldn't you, at one of these?
Record it.
Well, you know, so, yeah, so, you know, I just think sometimes opportunity comes knocking in the weirdest of places. So I thought, you know what? I can't say no to this because anything could happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So
met these people. How would I have ever come into contact with these people without this? It's not even a thing, is it? Unless they're sassy.
Oh, well, it was definitely your destiny for sure. And so I'm sure everybody will agree with me that listening to you right now, that we are all packing your parachute and wishing you the absolute best possible outcome for you in this. Honestly, I'm so excited for you. I'm like, hurry up, let's get this going. Everyone's saying you're going to rock it, you're going to be amazing. Thank you guys for your lovely messages. You're going to be awesome. Your ideas sound amazing, Sophie. Everyone's loving what you're saying, so thank you all for getting involved and dropping a little comment. It's always lovely to hear comments back when we're doing these lives, so we can see what people are getting out of it. And yeah, and also for Sophie, because you know there's loads of people on this that she's never met before, to have that, knowing that people are behind her 100% is just so amazing. And it will give you energy, Sophie, to be able to just go and smash it for the hairdressing industry at the Leadership Council. So thank you so much for holding our parachutes and being that voice for the rest of us. It's just phenomenal.
Everybody that is upset behind the chair, you know, at work, right? Horrible bitches being horrible to you, or they're making you feel like you're not good enough, or your boss doesn't respect you, you know, just get out of there immediately. And you need to find somebody that's going to be a real good role model, a mentor, okay, and help you reach your goals and your full potential. The industry is changing. You do not need to stay behind the chair dealing with that. Honestly, don't do it to yourself.
Yeah, mental health is like when we was driving to take my car to the garage the other day, and Ellie was talking to somebody. I can't remember who she was talking to on the phone now, and all she kept saying, or that kept coming out of her mouth, was my headmaster doesn't care about whether we do the work or not. All he cares about is our mental health. And she said that 3 or 4 times, and I just thought, what a strong leader that he's got his 12-year-old student saying, my headmaster cares about my mental health. That's like, isn't it? It made me burst with pride. So yeah, and I agree, you know, when we are in these leadership roles, it is our duty to care about everybody's mental health, and bullying and all of that kind of stuff. I'm very fortunate of a 365 salon, and I don't think I've ever walked into a 365 salon that's ever had that kind of mentality. But you know, I have walked into salons that haven't been 365 and that have, and it's suffocating. It's like you just want to do that, back up out the door. It's horrible. But yeah, you're right, you don't have to do that to yourself. And there are other options.
There's always, you think there's not, because it's almost like being in a marriage where your husband's hitting you, even though they're not physically hitting you. They make you believe that you're never gonna make it. I had it for so long in my career. You're never gonna get there. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. And if it walks like a quack, and if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's like that. And I think I just think it's just soul destroying. And I definitely feel like, for me, I just wish I'd had somebody like me back then. Okay. So the way I am with my team and with my education, I just really, really, really hope I'm going to show you what's possible, and I'm going to believe you can, and you will.
Yeah, absolutely. What a very, very strong message to leave you guys with today. Make that decision. Who do you want to be in this world? Who do you want to be coming out of this lockdown? And then bloody go get it, because the world is your oyster. You want to be the most amazing colorist the world has ever known, then go find the person to help mentor you to become that. All you've got to do is just switch that little bit of thinking up there. If you want to be the best salon owner that the world has ever seen, find the mentor that's going to get you there. It's all about mentors. You can only take you to a certain level, then you need someone else. So, Sophie, thank you so much for spending your time with us this morning. Really appreciate it. And thank you so much also for being the voice of hairdressing in Parliament for us. Really, I'm so excited for you. I'm going to be bugging you now. Have you had that meeting yet? Tell me, how did it go? Maybe once you've done it, when you've gone to Parliament and you've met everybody, we can hook back up and share the next leg of the story with everybody.
Some sassy pictures with everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, when you're ready to release your education, maybe we can hop back.
Thank you so much for your support. Like, literally, it means the world to me. Thank you.
Oh, you're so super welcome. Right, guys, go and have an amazing day. Go get shit done. I want you to think about who you want to be coming out of this pandemic, write it on a piece of paper and bloody make it happen. That is your mission for today. Take care. I'll see you all tomorrow for a deep dive into Instagram. And I will catch up with you another time, Sophie. Take care. Lots of love, everybody. Bye-bye.